Victoria's famed Golden City, Ballarat, a part of the national network of ABC television.
And we're live, I think. So, yes, we are live. So, hello everyone and welcome. It looks like I've actually managed to get this right for once. Although, looking at that, that's really quite a delay from what I'm doing to what you're seeing. Anyway, had a reasonable week. Plenty of medical stuff, of course, and a trip to Melbourne to deliver the turntable, which was in that short, back to the owner. And the owner today has dropped in the chassis with the radio in it. So we'll get into that in a minute. First, I wanted to show you this. This is an example where I accidentally put something through the front of it as I was bringing it home. And as you can see, there's no dial. So the dial got cracked on it. The speaker was bad, and of course I'm just moving that out of the way up there so I can see what I'm doing. And yeah, so I've fixed this up to a certain degree, hoping that I would be able to get another escutcheon for it, because the actual case isn't too bad and it's quite shiny and smooth. I think this is the older version. It's got the sort of the ribs there and no front sort of things across there. But you notice how shiny it is. Now, I'll just put this out of the way for a moment. I won't turn around and step on it. And so this is the one which I picked up the other day at the auction, and I've tried polishing it up a little bit, and I don't know whether you can see that or not. I'll bring it down a little bit. Yeah, so you can see here where all these something's been spilt on this and it's left all these spots and it's ruined the finish on it, but I've started to polish it up. This is a pretty bad heavy grade of wet and dry paper, and it's sort of becoming okay, but down here I don't know whether you can see it on camera, but it's all sort of melted and pretty horrible. That is not repairable up there. This is the front of it. And yeah, it's cleaning up reasonably well on the front, but yeah, I'll show you the other one in a second. This one, yeah, it may come back actually, that dial area. It's different to the other one. But down here, it's really burnt. I don't know where this was kept. This sort of looks like chemical damage to me. Oh, and down here we've got all of these marks, and it's quite sort of mottled, as you can see here, whereas the other plastic, don't know whether you can hear that or not. Oh, I've got hiccups. So I'm going to be hiccuping for the next 10 minutes. Sorry about that. Yeah, so this is pretty much had it. Yeah. Now, this is the red one, which I alluded to, and it is in really nice condition. It's got a slight crack there, but when you put the knob on over at top of it, like so, this, I can't remember. So there was 2 models of this, 2 series, and they changed the top part here. So this is the smooth one. I suspect this is the old, no, the AWA version of this, identical apart from this part here. But yeah, the AWA version's got the ribbing in it across there, and it gets pretty filthy dirty in there, so they may have changed it. Okay, these may be the second series. As you can see inside, it's all glued in with some funny glue. Isopropyl alcohol usually shifts, melts glue, but it didn't on another one of these. You can hear this needs a bit more gluing, and it's also got a very slight crack down in there. But the red ones are super, super rare. I've not seen another red one, and it's got the AEG logos in there, and they're absolutely perfect. Yeah, so now definitely put this one somewhere safe. This has got a perfect back on it, as you can see. Absolutely no cracking or marking on this one, and there's that, but that's just rub mark, and that'll polish out if I cared to do it. It's going to fall down, but who cares? So this is the stuff I use on the plastic. It's Maguire's Plastex, Plastex, or whatever you like to call it. Not cheap, but it goes quite a long way, and I have sort of started to polish that up a little bit just to see if it would come back. But as I say, it's not really worth it. Now, I'll put that aside for a second. Bring over the chassis for the red one. As you can see, probably see, I'll move the cord out of it. Where are we? So where? Oh, here it is. Down in here. Again, I've had to replace the speaker on this, but as you can see, the rust is pretty bad. It's shocking over here. This is very, very bad, and the actual chassis itself is really, really bad, and I have had rust treatment on it. Down here is particularly bad, so it looks like a mouse, or a couple of mice for that matter, or even a rat was in here. It wasn't very pleasant when I got it. Really stank of urine. So yeah, and of course all the cone was eaten away, and even the cloth. Now I've put a bit of cloth on this. I've used the wrong glue, obviously. This is Gorilla Glue, and I should have just used contact adhesive, but you live and learn. So let's have a look at the brown one. Oh, and I've upped the volume in OBS too, so hopefully it's a bit louder. Okay, so yeah, I pulled off one of the knobs, but we'll have to pull the others off, and this knob didn't want to come off. Where is it? There. Yeah. These are not the right knobs, by the way. The other thin one, wherever it is. Oh, it's up here. This is what they originally had, but as you can see, these break around the shaft area. Okay, so pull this off. Crunchy, crunchy. Really don't want to break this if possible. Here it's coming now. There we go. That's another one off. And this one's coming off. There we go. Yeah, so you can see in there, pretty bad. Okay, now pull. I think we do these two here first. These, yeah. So it's this part down here, the model number. It's a different stamp on the AWA versions. So I don't really want to put an AWA chassis in a hot point case and vice versa. Well, that's my aim anyway. I've got quite a few of these and in various states of disrepair, and a couple in really good condition, especially the clock version. So I'll leave that one in there for a second, and we'll bring this up. No, that is not playing ball, it's just unscrewing the bracket. And the whole bracket's fallen down, great. But this has come off, good. And we undo the two screws down the bottom. I don't know why they had these metal plates. There's a really big heavy one down the bottom. I guess it was to protect the plastic, because these were probably the first real plastic ones that they made. And I guess they thought they had to reinforce it. Ugh. In fact, this feels very rusty also. Just keep our fingers crossed. Okay. Actually, apart from all that grot that's in it, that is really, yeah. So you can see here where the output valve is. Is it a 6? No, it's a 6X4 there, I think. In fact, the two hottest valves are here. So that's the 6X4, the rectifier valve, and this is, can't remember what AWA used. Yeah, this is beginning to smell bad. Yeah, yuck. Glad we didn't turn this one on. So you can see this capacitor here. Bring it down again. No, it was right in anyway. Sorry about that. So this bracket, as you can see, has just come off. It's just screwed in up the top. Yeah. Okay, let's get it out. So this is down here. It's got half a garden in it, but they even, geez, they even put flock onto these plates. That's not rust, that is actually sprayed on cotton stuff. Right. Yeah. So you can see these plates. Yeah, okay. I'm going to go and get a damp cloth and clean all this garden rubbish off of it. It doesn't look very inviting. So I'll be back in half a second. Just dampen my rag off. Okay. Right. Now, let's see if we can do something with this horrible mucky mess. Where's the rubbish bin? So we can bring this over here. I don't know whether you can see that or not, but yeah, it's going straight in the bin. Should really do this outside. I'll never learn, will I? Yeah, this has been in a shed or something like that, somewhere very damp. But so far the chassis is looking better. These plates down here with the wood are not okay. That's all right. Temporarily, at least. Okay. Let's bring this back. Head up. and have a look at it. Yeah, it's pretty dirty, but in fact it's very dirty. I'm not going to work on this today, but yeah, got a bit of surface rust on the transformer. About 3 feet of muck on the top of the chassis, but otherwise it's not too bad, and that'll clean up quite well. Yeah, so this is the output valve, and it looks like it's got very, very hot. Come on, you want to come out, don't you? There we go. Yeah. So as we'll see in a moment, yeah, so that, I can't remember what this is supposed to be, but it's got no writing left on it. It's all burnt off. Yeah. I'll put that down there. Okay, I'll just move this out the way and we'll get into our star attraction for today. Okay. Right. I won't subject you to the vacuum cleaner. This is the problem with these old radios. You just don't know where they've been and the condition they're in and how many spiders are going to leap out at you. Or in the case of the reel-to-reel, yeah, I'm here, but right, so this is it. I'll just answer this. Hi, yes. Okay, so here it is. Yuck. Now the glass on these is super rare. I don't know whether you can see that. So yeah, the glass on this is in absolutely mint condition, pristine, apart from a bit of dust around the edges. Now the first thing I'm going to do is take the glass off before we start any other work on it. It's got this sort of rubber band around here. In fact, it is a rubber band. Interesting. And a bit of tape on the corners. So these 4 things should come off out easily. There's screws. And we'll do that. I'll bring around the other camera. And Is this going to fit in the slot? Just, yep. Being super careful here. The other bottom one. Right. So the bottom ones are, that one is not clear, but that will do. Can get it past there. Now we have to be very careful here. It's got a different screw in it. This has been, you can't see because I'm on the other camera, aren't you? Yeah. So these have got the original factory paint on them, so this dial has never been off. But it's strange, it's got a different screw there. Just being super careful here. So this drops down suddenly, we're in trouble. Of course, it's stuck to the rubber band, isn't it? Here we go. Let's hold it and bring it across the other camera. And we should be able to lift this away. It's not attached by something else. I wonder if that's... It's the rubber band holding it in place. Okay, that's that side. And there we go. Right, so there's our piece of glass, and I will put that somewhere very safe. Michael, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I shall go and put this somewhere very safe. Okay. Okay. Just have a bit of a drink. Okay, so I can relax now. It's a bit of a closer gander at it. A bit dusty, but pretty good otherwise. On the top, I think and yeah, so this is our output valve on this one, the 6M5, and as you can see it's all black around the top there, and the getter is really burnt. So this is a very weak valve, but we'll leave it in because it does work. And so that's really nice. That backing plate on the dial, yeah, that is really nice. And the pointer is in excellent condition. Now what I'll do is should I tape that up? Should I take this whole, no, it's not that complicated underneath. Okay, so now we've got our tuning gang here, and that is really quite nice and supple. Though on this side here, it's a little bit loose. The other side are really nice. Yeah, don't know whether I can tighten that down a bit more, but we'll leave it as it is. Yeah, that's not sitting quite as it should, but yeah. And the tuning, is that, which one's the tuning? It's this end, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, that's a little bit stiff, needs good lubrication, bit of lubrication on it. And surprisingly, this is a very simple stringing on this one, which is amazing for Philips. In fact, that is rubbing against that. That's not good. So this will have to move forward that way, because this wheel is rubbing against the in fact, it might even be designed that way. Where are we? This one. Yeah, no, it's designed that way. Interesting. Hadn't seen that before. So let's have a look underneath. And okay, you'd think I'd have a frame for doing this by now. Yeah, okay. So which camera are we on? That one. Good. Now, down here, where's my pointer? This will do. So we've got an electrolytic there. We've got a paper cap here. We've got a paper cap here. A paper cap down here. And this one should be all right. That's been replaced, that pink one, or brown, or whatever you like to call it. Got another paper cap here, another one there, another paper cap down here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paper caps to replace. Now this one, that looks okay, but I've never seen one of these caps in this mottled duck egg blue. It's a 0.01. We've got a choke here. We've got the band switch here we've got our tone here, and we've got our volume here. So yeah, it's a pretty simple set. If you look back a few months on my actual video, have I done that one? Can't remember whether I've done a video on the Grundig yet, but that is a nightmare underneath it. Yeah, so okay, so that's a 0.05, so that'll be replaced by 0.047, another 0.01, and these brown ones, in fact this one I can read it on it, 0.02, we should better read this one. These are not too bad. These normally just disintegrate like the black ones do, and then the black ones you can't even read what's on them. As long as these, I'm not sure whether they're made of plastic or wax, but they're definitely paper caps inside. So this one we might be able to get away with, and this one we certainly should be able to read it. That is a bit awkward to get into. Yeah. So let's turn the soldering iron on. I noticed Dave Jones, who does the EEV blog channel, and has done for many years. I think it's around about 15 years he's been going. But he did a short on how to pronounce solder with an L. A lot of Americans just say solder and leave the L out. So yeah. And what's this one? We've got a couple of other ones to do as well. So that's a 24. And this one is this is one of our filter caps. That's a 10 microfarad. So this, yeah, that's an important one. In fact, they're all fairly important. As I've said, if you let these go open or the value goes way out of spec, the voltage to the valves is not right, so you don't get the right bias. And the same with the resistors, these brown things, and if you don't get those within spec, they will or they go open or something like that, they will destroy the valves, because the valves have to operate within a certain voltage range. Okay, so we'll start with this one, and this one has been replaced, so I can see a couple of replacements here. So this one, the resistor down here, and there was another resistor too I spotted. This is a fairly modern one, looks like 70s or 80s. Don't know about this duck egg blue one here. This is probably late 50s, early 60s. In fact, it's got a date stamp on it of 1964. So 64. So that was replaced probably 8 or 9 years after the radio was made. That's interesting, that. Okay, so I'll get another one of these, 10 microfarad. Just move that radio chassis out the way. So, what is that, 10 microfarad? So, run only on 340, so we'll bring this up to 380. This is very in fact, it's quite well put in, but I'm not going to like taking it out, that's for sure. Yep, okay. 377, 79, 80. Good. Right, let's get some solder, with an L, solder. And sorry to all my American viewers. Put a bit of fresh solder on it. Good, and where are the pliers? Put some pliers here. Where are they? Come back. Stop hiding. And that shouldn't be buried in there like that. I'll move that over there. I did see some before. Where did I put them? Two sets of those, and maybe they're in the drawer. No? Okay. This will have to do. I'm not enthusiastic about working with these. They're very thick. Where did I put the other? Go on, walkabout. Gotta bend this up. That's it. Okay. Chop that off. There. So we're going to work out which is the positive. So this is up. So I can read that from here. I think that might be the positive. No, it goes to. Okay, we'll find out in a minute. Good, out. Into the bin. Hold on to that. Okay, need some more fresh solder. Okay, so the positive is down. Now, what I'll do while that capacitor's off is we'll put the meter on there. Yes, so I won't measure the actual values, I'll just check that nothing is seriously open. That one is not playing ball. No, that one is open. Interesting. Getting a good connection on some of these is a bit hard sometimes. Yeah, it's definitely dead as a dodo. That one's good. So that one is kaput, I think, anyway. So we'll put it onto that. Yeah, definitely nothing onto that one. And that one's dead as well. So we've got two dead resistors in there. I'll have to investigate that afterwards. Yeah. So I'll probably have to buy this one, and looks like this one as well I might have to buy. I do have hundreds of resistors here, and some of them are the big half and 1 watt ones, but yeah, don't think I've got any of that value. Okay, right, so now these are probably overkill because this is only 40 volts. So this is, we can read on that, so 40 volts peak and 10 microfarads. Whereas this one is 10 and 600 volts. But I'm just wondering if I've got a 10 at 50. Because that is quite a bit of overkill there. I'll just have a look. 1 at 50, 10 at 6.3. That's not going to be very good. Right. So let's turn this light on. 10 at 50. No, don't have any 10 at 50. Got 100s at 50 and yeah. Okay, this will have to do. Doesn't really make that much of a difference here. Just getting this one in initially is the trick, but I'll chop this down. Really don't need that much. This one a bit longer, just in case. It's a bit awkward. So I'm doing this at a strange angle. That's better. That's interesting because the radio is working, but not having this. Where are we? We've got to go this way, haven't we? Come on, heat up. There we go. Now I'll just leave these like that so we can actually do the resistors afterwards. And we'll put them in and we'll test the radio eventually. Okay, looks reasonably good. Fix that up afterwards. Now, this is going to be a bit difficult in here. We've got this one. One. There we go. Now, let's have a look at the value on it. So it's a Technico cap. I don't know if Philips had anything to do with the Technico brand, Okay, so yeah, we won't better read that. So I'm just going to chop this off here, as close as I can to it here. Okay, now can I read that? Yeah, just. So 0.02 microfarad at 400 volts. You won't be able to read that, but yeah, it's sort of molded into this. Don't know whether you can see that. Where's the writing? Yeah, there's writing on there, believe it or not. Okay, so 0.02. Get another one of those. Point 0.022. Yeah. So, I was talking to the owner of this earlier, and this is the Bluetooth adapter, which I stick in radios. Meant to show it while you were here. So that's the actual Bluetooth unit there. This is all the power supply up here, and down here is a controlling the volume to the actual radio. So it comes in here, and it's got a very much set volume on it. Then it comes through here, and these two resistors here, or 4 resistors, because it's stereo. Or is it these two down here? I know it's down here. These two blue ones down here. You can swap those over and match the volume to the radio. And I build those and sell them online occasionally. Right, so yeah, that's an original cap I've just pulled out because it's still got the orange paint on it. You might be able to just see that. Down in here, oh, there's another cap in there. That is going to be difficult to get to. Really difficult. This is going to have to come off. Yeah. That's the volume control, I think. Yeah. So that is underneath there. That probably doesn't get much voltage. So I'll tack this one in for now. And we'll see if we get anything out of it. What should I do? Yep. Really need those other pliers. Yeah, definitely need the other pliers. They're much finer. In fact, where did I put them? Sure that I had a pair here. Really got to go and find them. Oh, and the Aristocrat we did last week, I've played around with the alignment on it, and yeah, and that aerial is definitely wrong for it. So I've got to try and make up another aerial for it somehow or another, or get another radio of that era and get the aerial out of that or something. Where did I put them? I had 2 pairs of them. Those pliers. Definitely not in there. Aha, here's another pair. Knew I'd seen them. Right. Yeah, these are much sharper at the end. Yeah. As opposed to these are quite blunt. Yeah. These are nice pliers, but they just don't do this very well. Make this much smaller, the hole on that, I don't know, yeah. It's not exactly a pigtail, but yeah. So we'll just put that on there temporarily. Yeah, there's some things you just can't do on camera. This is probably tone control or something like that. Come on, bend. Why aren't you bending? Is that going to work better? Yep. Just needed to hang on there and stay on there while I put some solder on it. There's one particular American I watch, Hello Tony, or X-Ray Tony is his channel, and he does a lot of work on amplifiers and high-end things, yeah, mainly amplifiers, and occasionally takes us into where he works, which is sort of an X-ray fixing business, and we see how X-rays, X-ray machines, and Right, that's that. That's pretty, yeah, pretty bodgy, but that'll do for now. So I can pull this off, and it's got a switch on it. Yes, so we MRI machines and all that sort of gear. It's pretty fascinating. The rooms you go into have got the machines, the head units, but the outside of them, in another room, quite large room, is all the electrical gear and everything like that, and all the cooling. There's an enormous amount of cooling which is used in those machines, so you can see why they cost millions of dollars to install. Okay, right, so what I usually do is do a couple of caps at a time, just in case we don't get anything out of it. So I'll put these aside over there. Oh, that's not going to work. Okay. Right. I've got to remember which is which in the back. In fact, so that, oh, that's the power transformer gizmo, and so the valve layout, how to align it, that's the pickup, and this is the speaker. Okay. Right. So that's the pickup. Goes in over there. Ah, interesting. No, it goes through the switch up there. So the pickup from the turntable goes. Which camera am I? Oh, yeah. So it goes across there up to here, a tag strip, and then it goes up here through the resistor into the switch, comes out of the switch, goes down somewhere or other, and then maybe it comes out that side. So it goes out that side, down here, across over to here, where it connects in with the amplifier. Everything from this part back is the receiving section. So this is the oscillator coil, I think, or this is the oscillator coil. No, it's two band, isn't it? So one of these two is short wave and the other one is medium wave. It goes through these trimmers here, goes out and into the mixer valve, which is going to be up here. Mixer oscillator, that's the oscillator trimmer, or one of these is. And then it goes into the first IF, and then goes into another amplifier and stripper valve. That strips off some of the signal. Then it goes into another IF and gets amplified again. Then it comes out into this preamp valve basically. Then it goes into the main output valve and into the speaker. So it's all fairly straightforward. But getting everything right and balanced is the trick to these radios. Okay. So is that speaker there? We've got the output there and this output here, which goes into here. So it's usually the blue and that's been chopped off too down there. There's a bit of a stub of a red wire down there. It's probably from this, when they changed this. The more you look at these old radios, the more you find which has been worked on. Okay, so that goes into that. Why does that go into that capacitor? It's got to be this one here for the speakers. Anyway, enough chit chat, more doing, as I used to tell my students all the time. That's that one, isn't it? Don't want that one. There's the grey one for the speaker. Over here. Okay. So now, how do we get power into it? No, in fact, this is not the speaker. This is for the power. So the power came in here. So that goes off to maybe, I can't remember. Where is the schematic for this? Yeah. Okay. Where's the book? Where did I put the book? Over there. That's the wrong book. Did have it here. Too many radios. Where did I put it? Talk amongst yourselves while I have a look for it. It's out there. Maybe that's it out there. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Pretty sure this is it. Yep. So we're working on this, the Philips radio player, model 156, ABCD, and the ABCD was to do with the cabinet, and so model 5A varies from model 156A varies from 156 in cabinet only. Model 156B, C and D have the same cabinet as A but use different speakers. Right, so this is our circuit. It's upside down, so all the electrons are going to fall out. Okay. Okay, right, so we here, over here with the speaker, and we're looking for, that's the 6M5 there. So, yeah, that's the tone control capacitors there. We've just changed one, and the other one is tucked up underneath. So, we've got black and green. Blue, red, green, and red, and black. So that's that one. Okay. So we have to find what is coming out of this. It's very dark down there, isn't it? Okay. So I'll turn this light on. Yeah, so we're looking for the wires coming out of this and into one of the plugs. Yeah, so I can see the red and the blue, which is what we were talking about before, and the green, is that coming out of there, and we should have another red one coming out of there, but we don't, though that one goes across to that one. There should be another red wire somewhere. This green one goes to there and then to here. So that looks like our speakers. It's got to be our speakers there. Okay. So bring it up very carefully on the variac. And our dim bulb. Now this speaker may not like this. Okay. So plug this into our dim bulb. And bring our voltage right down. Turn on our isolation transformer. Okay. Time is at 7:30. Right. We should have an aerial on this. This clip needs... This is one of the old clip leads, and it's got proper wire in it, but the plastic is beginning to crack and the teeth are all sort of bent, but it's okay for an aerial. Okay, so turn it on. And we will do everything. Yep. On and on. No, we won't. Yes, we will. Bring this up slowly. Okay, we've got our dial lights beginning to glow. Now, you should be able to hear something here. Not yet. A bit more. So it's at 200 volts on the variac. We've got our light globe glowing quite brightly actually. Just very itchy eye at the moment. Yeah, got a very bright light globe. Cannot hear anything through the speaker. As I said, the speaker might be wrong for it. So it's got two 15 ohm speakers in it. Okay. Okay, I can hear it. Now, probably might better get racing station. That really needs a good. Might be on shortwave actually. Okay. In fact, we've got a knob to put on it. Is it going to work? No, that's just, oh, maybe. No, that one is a little bit wrecked. I'll try another knob. Has it got the... these are for a small shaft. Knob. I did have a couple up there, but they must have been used on another set. No. Trying not to. These are the wrong pliers. That's there. And nothing. Interesting. All right. Now I'll just go back down to the other one, which I think was medium wave. Maybe the switch isn't engaged. Gee, that's stiff when you have to turn it with your fingers. We're definitely getting a signal through. Okay. So we'll turn it off. Plug it. Okay, so we know what we've done so far is working. And so we'll continue on. Now, next one will need to be, if I can bring this down a bit, that's a bit better. Trying to not sort of, yeah, that's better. There's a fine balance with the strip light I've got over here between getting a big reflection on the screen and a right in my eyes. Okay, right, so this one next, I think. And that is another 0.2. Yeah. So I'm going to chop this one off. So it seems to be twisted around the terminal. It's interesting that Philips used Technico caps. Yeah. So, oh, this one, it's not that bad, but in fact, no, that's paint or something. It's got a lump of brown stuff on it. Thought it melted, but no. Get these near your soldering iron, and these melt like anything, because I think they're wax with a hard coating over the top of it. Yeah, okay. Why have we got that so much of that out? I know why, but it doesn't need to be. That's better. Right. Yeah, these have got the paint on them, and I don't know why Philips used the Technico ones. Maybe they were getting ready for their mustard caps or something. And that dropped down there. I'll have to check that in a moment. No, there we go. Let's twist it now. What was that in the roof? I mean, they probably weren't terrible when they were new, but they haven't lasted all that well. I should check that capacitor. I mean that resistor. I'm just looking where that big drop of solder fell down to. Can't see it. Probably got my head in the way, haven't I? Yeah. Is that? Oh, they look deliberately connected together, and yeah. Okay. Okay. Now check that resistor. It's funny how this is working even though those two resistors show that they're open. And these maybe I'm just not getting a good enough connection on it. And that should. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Oh yeah. Yeah, 53k. We'll try this one again. Yeah, 76k. Yeah, these are all right. 49k. Yeah, so they're fine. They may not be the right value, but they're fine for the moment, I should say. Okay, let's do the other end of this up to this one. So we'll do this properly. And that one's, yeah, we'll take that out. Okay. So we have to be ambidextrous. Okay. Go. And we're through. And we can pull the other ends of this through. Come on. Yep. Bring that around. And we can bring this down. Oops. Okay. Right. Now, put some, chop these off. And this one. And we can solder that on. Solder. Okay. Right. Now put that back where it was. That's pretty hot still. Because it's quite important to put components basically back where they were, even though they're a different shape and, well, not different shape, but different size, certainly. That's because things interfere with each other. They used to have I got one here? I'm sure I've got one. Yeah. So they used to have these stripes on them. And that's the foil end of the cap. And because there is sort of a 2-layer spiral of paper and the aluminium sort of stuff with holes in it, and then that is impregnated with the chemical. And because of the way they were made, and they're not particularly radio interference free, or they put out interference, and they can affect all the alignment, and they can even cause motorboating where it goes boom, 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 or feedback squeals and all. Oh, I've really got hiccups this evening. Excuse me. Okay. Can I talk for 30 seconds? No. Yeah, sort of feedback loops and squealing and carry on like that. And that can be really hard to trace, which is why I only do 1 or 2 caps at a time. Okay, let's try it again. Put this back on. And this wire has got all sorts of heat marks in it, where someone has been careless with their soldering iron in the past, but that is quite a long time ago. Okay. And of course I melted the insulation on the blue speaker wire, but that doesn't seem to be affecting anything, so we'll leave that well enough alone. Okay. Where's our plug fallen down to? So this will have to go as well. And the plug is okay. I mean, it doesn't meet safety standards of today, and yeah, in fact, that earth pin is bent. But I won't be able to bend it back because these are made out of really tough metal, unlike the current ones, which you can bend like paper. Okay. That is, that's going down. That's good. It's not glowing as brightly as it was. Just wait for the valves to warm up a bit. Because we're going through the dim bulb too, it may not be getting enough voltage. And that light is on, so I'll turn that light off because the aerial is right next to it. It definitely makes a difference, doesn't it?
At the Cancer Raffle, you could win this incredible car, plus over $300,000 in prizes, while supporting vital cancer care in regional Victoria. Tickets are limited and directly help fund cancer treatment, care and support. One ticket could change your life.
Yeah. So, yeah, who'd want to win a 4-year-old car that has probably been thrashed to death? Great. They're just, well, yeah, they're just betting on people who listen to that racing station having a bit of a flutter on that. Right. Now, the next one will be this one down here, if we can get to it reasonably easily. No, we can't. So I'll do that off camera because that is really right buried down in there. So that is not going to be easy to get to, that one. I wonder if this is okay. I'll leave it for the moment. We might change it a bit later on. Next one is a 0.1 down here and a 0.47. Oh, sorry, 0.01 and 0.047. 0.01 and 0.047. If you're still around, Kim, thanks for subscribing. It's always good when people subscribe during the stream, and I can thank them. And 047. And we've got one black one left. I'm really going to have to do an order. Haven't been doing too many valve radios lately, but with the portables I've done in the recent months, and this one, yeah, So now these two down here are fairly critical for reception. Hopefully I'm not getting my head in the way. I'm trying to manipulate myself. Just move the desoldering gun out of the way. Okay. Now, you might need to prop this up a bit. Something just fell down then. So, okay. Sort of doing a compromise between where I can see it and where you can see it, even though the camera is almost directly above my head. Yeah, it's going to be a bit tricky to get into. That is off, yeah. Although, so that is onto there. And where's that? Oh, it's down there. Yeah, this is all original. It's all got the orange paint on it, which is quite nice. I mean, some person hasn't done something silly with it. That's the one. So there's that one there. Okay. Right. Now I don't know how. Can't remember how we go with having paint on stuff. Might just chop that off and bring that down there. So we've got the resistor in there as well. I'll probably chop that a little bit too close. So we'll just do a pigtail on this one, or a hook and loop. Okay, I've got a few more comments. So okay. This is always awkward. Yep. Okay. Okay. I really can't do that much talking, typing, I should say. Yeah. So So that's got to go down to there. So we'll chop this down there. Make a bit of a pigtail on this one. I used to have a little tool with a nail with a slot cut in the end and a little wooden handle, and you just put the wire into the slot and then just wrap it around. I can't find it. I've really got to make another one. I'm pretty sure it's long gone. So that is good there. Yeah, that's what happens with the orange paint. It burns. And go down to there, haven't we? With the other cap on it. I should have put some insulation over that. I wonder why they didn't have, probably because it was, I'll put that there. So that doesn't touch that. Yeah, so we'll move that out the way and we'll do the other one. Couples to ground. So again, we'll do a hook and loop on this. So we don't want to run the risk of doing something nasty to our coil. Especially since we know it works. That one, and we've got, there's a 4047. Put that on there. Okay, good. And put that down there, so it's out the way. Okay, now the fun begins. This is in the way, and this shield. So going to do this. I think we might be able to, so we'll chop this one off first. We've also got a wire. Oh no, that's that one, isn't it? So we'll do this. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get the soldering iron down in there somehow. So we might have to do another hook and loop. And the other one. And they both go to ground. So we can do that over to there again and bring this up roughly the same length, and we'll do twisty twisty on them. Some munchy twisties. Oh, wait. That Skyhook song that Red Simons did. Disgusting person he was, or is. Yeah. Now, can I bend this over? Good. Should be able to solder onto that. Now the tricky part comes getting this around. And the fact is that one longer. Maybe. So we can always take it over the other side. In fact, I might do that. It's not going to do any harm. This just needs to go down into here. Why, Phillips, did you use these? So we might be able to bend this up if it's soft enough, which it certainly is. And we can thread our thing through here. Almost. Where is it? There we go. In like Flynn. Bend that around. That is really rather good. Spin this one around. Over like that. And this together. Now we should be able to get our soldering iron down into there. With any luck. Where's our flux? Everything is stuck. Okay. Where was the hole? Around here somewhere. Right. Trying to finish this tube up, and then I'll think about getting something else or getting some fresh stuff with a needle on it. So my friend has got a few sort of hypodermic cat feeding type ones. Okay. This isn't going to be great, but where it actually is. Yeah, okay. That was easy. Yeah, so we'll move this over there so it doesn't short on anything. Looks good. Well, it doesn't look good, but looks good electrically. And that is good down there. Good. So let's try it again. And I think I might call it a night on this because, as I said, that one up in there is super tricky to get to, and I'm going to have to take all of this apart and probably take maybe take this off and then take the holding plate off, and then yeah, I'll have to work that out. That is going to be complicated. Might be able to do something with that though. Is there another one up there? No. Just a bit of insulating cardboard on this, because this is also the main power switch. Okay. And this one down here, actually might better bend that up by the way. And we might better do a hook and loop on this end, and yeah, that's fairly easy, although it's got all the paint on it. So we'll do that one at least. Turn this on. And we'll bring it up again. I'll turn the light off. Now it's not going to sound particularly good, partly because the speaker is only a 4 ohm speaker, and it takes two 15 ohm speakers, and we've also got bad valves in there. But we'll test the reception on the radio at least. Right, here we go. There we go. Oh, there it is.
Alright, so as I said, text to the code where ANZAC along with your name and suburb to 0499367736. A $100 power voucher to be given away, and on with the 5 winning ovation in the next chart. Tim, let's hit there now.
The derby where he was midfield behind a bit of alive.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. We're going to be a favourite now as well. Mighty Masters are now gone favourite at 3.4. I thought someone else would start favourite, but 3.1 Mighty Masters, 3.6 something less.
Okay, the last on the card here at Sharpton for FWD Champions Day 2026 about to get underway here, Mark, with the new favourites, Mighty Masters at 3.1. Thank you, Tom, as the 6-pack goes in. The market's just chopped back. Salon S back to 2.4. 1.4. Mighty Masters at 4. Light Years Charm will be the last in. And they'll be ready for race 11. Favourite at the moment is the 11, but that could still change. Ready for the last. Away at the 1,400 metres. Mighty Masters second last out. Light Years Charm last out. Pretty normal for him. Winning over.
Interesting. The tone control doesn't seem to be doing very much.
Now leading. Tom Big Ben at third and Storm Rider fourth from Packing Hermod. Next on the inside, 6-pack from Mighty Master, about mid-pack and one off after that slightly tardy start. Wider as We Are Hero from him.
Let's try the ABC. It's a little lights.
And do you do a bit of detective work as well? Yeah, so
Yeah, that's the ABC, so good reception. Given that we got all the equipment on, and then these lights. And that's beginning to free up quite well. I'll spray some silicone down in there.
We Are Hero.
Can't play too much of that, can we? Even though they're talking over it. Okay. Yeah, that dim bulb is quite bright. So what we might do is tackle the filter caps. Okay. Okay. Now, where are they? That's a valve, that's a valve, that's a valve. Where the... Oh, there's one down there. So that's fairly easy to replace. Where's the other one? Don't tell me it's underneath the choke. Or above the choke, I should say. Doesn't seem to be. So we've got one down here. So we'll be able to move this out the way a bit. And we'll just chop the wire and just wire it in, I think. And then we'll put some gunk on it, hot snot. Move this up out the way very, very gently. Don't want to have to replace that. Yeah. So it looks like we've got a positive there. Positive there. And the negative there. Y. So that's going up to there, up to our transformer. Yeah. Yellow, yellow, yeah. So it's going down round there into there, and this one is going up around, and that is stuck to the chassis. That is melted. It's going up around there, is it? Okay, we'll unstick this. There we go. Not much room on this one. And this one. Okay, so that is this one that's going up to this valve, probably the 6V4 there. Yeah, that should be okay. Right. I'll just have a bit of a drink. Good. Thirsty work. It's not that cold. And for all the UK and overseas people, we've been having a very, very warm period. And it's been in the mid-20s every day, and absolutely no rain. But it is dry. It's as dry as that chassis there. It's absolutely terrible out there for the farmers in particular. How did that get wrapped around down there? I don't know. I prefer not to think about cords and their antics. So, okay. So it's this one, which you can't see. Oh yeah, you can see that. So it's this one here. It's a United capacitor company. One, and it is, what type is it? 24. Yeah, 24. Just a single value by the looks of it. So we'll leave that one in place. A lot of these are removed when I get to the radios, so you can't restuff them. And this one, that one's also 24, so 2 24s. Great camera work there, Andrew. But so where is that one? So that one is over there. Oh, I see it. No, I won't be doing that tonight. Or maybe. Because it's down in here. So we'll definitely unplug it for this. Can I get to that easily? Not easily, no. There's one down in here. No, I definitely won't be doing that tonight. That is going to be a bit of a difficult job to do. Down in there. So we've got the positive there, and there's 1, 2, 3 wires on it. So that is going to be a tag strip job for that positive, and we can just put the negative to somewhere, you know, solder that to there. Although I think this is an aluminium chassis. So the ground will not be easy to solder to this. There's no other soldering to it, although we can probably just, no, that's not very safe. Put a spare one over here. If I run a negative wire, what we really need is 2 tag bits, because I can move that one. That one's not going to be easy to move. So I've got a spare one there, and that looks like an earth. Yeah. Is that an earth? Just thinking out aloud here. So we'll just do our beep test. So that, and that's wrong. That's the next one. Okay. Yeah. We can go to there. So we can put our negative onto this one. That is dangerously close. And then we'll do our positive. There's not an extra one on here. Would have been ideal. Okay. Right. So we'll do this one anyway. This one is reasonably straightforward, and we can bring these. Well, that's a bit crowded over there. So we might leave it over here. So I'll go and get a 24. Did I have a 24 here before? No. I was going to go through all those capacitor bingo things. No. Oh, yep. Yep. Yeah, so we've got this one. It looks like it's already partly done for us with the so we'll bring that up there. And yeah, this was part of a project I did a couple of weeks ago. Good. Now, so remember, white is the red terminal on the cap, which is positive. Push this down here, partly at the way, just temporarily. Put that across there, and that gives us some clearance. And we'll chop these wires. Hopefully that will fit down in there. Move that trimmer out the way. Yep. This is going to be good. Now I'll bend that over. So it's not going to be used anymore. It was too easy. Ducon ones are a little bit tougher. That's ground and that's negative, so that should be all right. Now this is solid wire. Yuck. Okay, that's exactly what I didn't want to happen. Just snapped him off. And that's the positive, isn't it? Yeah, this plastic's gone rock hard. It really is rock hard. Well, there we go. Chop this off here. If I can chop it off. This plastic is really rock hard. Okay. And that is our negative, the yellow. And this is our positive, the white. Just to make it easier, we'll put a bit of flux on there. Okay. Trying to get it on that cassette. Okay. Geez. It went, put it underneath the chassis and it's gone all brown. Enough muck coming out of this. It doesn't really matter, but so so we'll do so it's a negative, yep. Close that up. Close this up. It's good. Pop some solder on it. That is Why is that not sticking to that? It is not good. It is not sticking. That's it. And I probably should have put some heat shrink over that, shouldn't I? That's negative though. Where? We'll put some over it. I've got any. No. Actually, we can put some of that on it. It's too long, isn't it? Yep. Put that over here. Not happy about that one, but we'll see how we go with it and see how length of this thing and where we can stick this. And I've got to reinstall the that's just going to fit in there, I think. Plus to the, oh no, I've done it wrong way around again, haven't I? So white is our positive, and I've connected it to the negative, haven't I? Folks are done where I come from. I always do that with these capacitors. It's just, I don't know why, but the negative arrow is the one with the arrow. Yeah. Can we unsolder that? Probably not. Damn. Darn. We'll just chop that off, I think. Start again. So that is, red is the positive end. bring the heat shrink up. That's well and truly heat shrunk onto there. Always doing that. So our yellow is the negative. Yellow is negative. Okay, come on. Heat shrink has well and truly embedded itself onto this one. Right. Let's start her again. Two hooks there. Now, so the yellow is our negative. This is going to snap again. Come on. What a bugger. Should have shouted out. No, that's fallen off. Bugger. Getting shorter and shorter, aren't we? This plastic is so brittle. Come on. Jeez. This is tough as... There we go. Wow. I just kept on stretching and stretching. Now we'll get another piece of heat shrink. Think about it. Now, so our negative is the yellow. Negative is the yellow. So bit of flux on it. There's a lot of flux on that. So expect a lot of smoke. Still not going on there where it's supposed to be. This wire is just not taking any solder. Right. Okay, and so we want that down in there. So I might have to get a piece of wire and extend this bit. It's good wire. Go to my stash of wire. It's this. Okay, that's solid core. It's not particularly flexible. That'll do. Yeah, it's a bit heavy and thick, but hopefully it'll do. It's not going out to the garage. Olex, made in Australia. Wow. Don't think I've seen Australian made wire for quite a long time. All made in China. This is really good copper. This is what wire should be like. Have a look at how nice that copper is. Where are we? Yeah. Nice. Okay. That is really quite heavy. And this is copper in the center they've used. You can see the copper in that, but it's nowhere near as nice as this one. In fact, this is going to be too heavy, I think. Might be able to close that up. Yep. And yeah, that's nice. Nice. Okay. Bit of fluxy. On the fingers. And that's really going to smoke. Now, good. Come on, cool down. Right. Yeah, that is really nice copper in that. Now, I suppose we need another piece of heat shrink. That's not going to go down there, is it? I don't think that's going to go over that joint I just did. Right. Put that into there. And a lot of flux on my hands from the wire, and that nail is split yet again. Ooh, that is a really big blob. Good. Just hope the heat shrink hasn't. Yes, it has. Oh dear. That's not going to go over there, is it? This is still hot. So this is all gooey. Bugger. Oh, there we go. So white is the positive and yellow is the negative. Put this over here. Come on. Good. And we'll put this one over here. And this one over here. Oh, yeah. Good. Now, $64 question. So that can go down into there. That will go over the top of that. Yep. Good. Do believe we've got it. Yep. Nice. So that will sit in there very nicely. Yeah, I will wash my hands. They're horribly thick, and we'll just test this, and then that'll finish up the stream because it is bang on 9 o'clock. So all the British people want to go and have their lunch, won't they? What do they call lunch over in England? Because I know dinner. Oh yeah, dinner is lunch here, and tea is what we call dinner. Back in a couple of moments. Okay, I'm back. Okay, now let's make sure everything is safe. Move that along. Actually, we can move that up a little bit. And then that can go down there. Yep. And I've just got stuff all over my fingers again. We'll turn that soldering iron off, otherwise I'll forget. Doesn't have a light on it, this soldering iron, so it's very easy to leave on. Although the display is clear enough, it doesn't have a backlight or anything. And I shouldn't have touched that, should I? It's got more sticky stuff all over my fingers. Okay, so we will plug this into the dim bulb first. How's that got so tangled up down there? Unbelievable. Okay. Plugging that in. And turning it on. I'll bring it up on the variac. And our dim bulb went really bright then, and it's going right down. Yeah, that's much better. Yeah, that's 10 times better. Now we'll just have to wait for the valves to warm up. The sign of old valves is they take half an hour to warm up. It might help if we put an aerial on it. Have we got this the right way round? Okay. Don't tell me. So the white is definitely the red on the original capacitor, and red is positive, and negative arrow is this way, so this is the negative, and we've got this yellow wire, and it's going into the yellow wire. Oh, would help if we put the speaker back on. Duh. Folks are dumb where I come from. I'm going to get a copyright hit for singing that all the time. Okay. Can hear a slight hum. Okay. Waiting. Here we go. Ooh, that sounds better. It's much louder than it was. Turn this light off. And we should be able to pick up a station or two. Yep.
Since the company influence back in Firethorn and a subsequent to Holly's Bear.
I'll try down the other end of the dial. Yep. That's not too bad. Okay. Right, so I'll turn this off. I think we're fairly safe to plug it straight in. Why do chords have to find something to tangle themselves up in? Right. Okay, here we go. Big Bang Theory. So this is full power. Not much hum, which is good. Yep, I can understand that.
We have our lowest price guarantee. As Australia's biggest, you can count on our massive buying power for the lowest prices in golf. But if you do happen to find a lower advertised price, we'll beat it. The Drummond's Golf lowest price guarantee. Unbeatable. Conditions apply.
Mr. Norris boy's good enough at the 460, so the three in the market here, no surprises. So Greyhound's moving over now for their irrigating equipment. One, Mr. Easy, your favourite, and it's about to come in with Blue Marguerite and Nora's boy. The odds will take their spots. Mr. Easy will be looking for that good start from the inside. Has Simple Sally drawn to its outer. Might be able to hold that chaser to that first.
Okay, that's sounding very good actually. Yeah. So, don't forget to tune in to Graham's Radio Cruncher in about 50 minutes, 50 minutes. So I'm going to go and get a drink and do a couple of other little bits and pieces, get ready for bed and snuggle up underneath a blanket and watch him. I probably won't put in my pajamas or anything like that. That's going a bit too creepy. No, I'll just go and have a drink and a couple of other things and then sit down and watch it for an hour. Also, so what time does he start? 11 o'clock, isn't he? Oh no, it's a couple of hours yet. So let's have a little bit of a look. Lots of got a really good audience today. That's good. Okay, come across here. Turn this mic on. So that should be able to hear me. Yep, seen that. Bunkering Connect achievement. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Dave. And right, so we'll go across to here. We'll screen capture. We'll go back to live streaming. Open a new window and have a look. Where's Radio Crunch? There he is. Okay. So he's going to do a Bush TR-82C from 1959. They come up in the club auctions occasionally, and I keep on meaning to buy one, but it's just not quite the right model not the very, very early one, which is what I want, or one of the slightly later ones with FM in it. Anyway, that's me for tonight. Thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with me till the very end if you've watched right through. Yeah. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Don't forget, I've also got a Patreon page and a Buy Me a Coffee page. So if you want to do that, you can. We should be able to get memberships going shortly. So yeah. Okay, I suddenly need to go somewhere in a real hurry. So I'm going to say good night. Where are we? Back on that one and stop streaming. So good night.